Hi guys, it's Albert from Planika. Today, right next to me, I've got two ethanol burners. The one on the left is fully manual, it is fueled with liquid ethanol, and the second one is fully automatic, with the technology of burning ethanol vapors. So the thing is, they both use the same kind of fuel, they are both inserts that you build in a housing. So how are they different? Let me show you, and let's start with the manual one. And the first thing you want to do is to fuel it, and to do this you use a regular funnel, just like this one, like the one you've got in your kitchen. And as you can see, I'm putting it right inside the burner, the tank, because in a manual device like this one, the burner and the tank are the same thing, the same element. Okay, so now I can pour the fuel, but be careful not to exceed the maximum level marked inside the tank, otherwise you will overfill it. In this case, you will have to remove the entire burner from the housing, pour the fuel out, dry it. It would be best to wait a couple of hours to be sure it is safe to try again. Okay, so now I can pour liquid ethanol straight from the bottle. Okay, and when I'm finished, the burner is ready to start. Sometimes it may happen that you splash some fuel around, so be sure to wipe it dry carefully. And before I start the fire, let me show you how you can fill the fuel in the automatic device. With the burner, you get an automatic pump, just like this one. So let's connect it. And the second end of the hose goes right inside the bottle with the fuel. And all you have to do now is just press the button, and the burner will do the rest. When the tank is full, the pumping stops automatically. So even if I push the button, it won't pump any more fuel, so there is no risk of overfilling it. So now let's disconnect the pump, and the burner is ready to start. To do this, just press the button here on the control panel, or easier, on a remote or mobile app. And now the burner will start to produce vapors, and the flame will come up in a second. As you can see, the flame is now on, so now let's go back to the manual device. To start the fire, you need a lighter or just some regular matches, and it all goes down to putting a burning lighter close to the liquid fuel. And as you can see, you have to be really careful because the ignition is very rapid. And initially the flame is quite small and very blue in color, so we have to give it a couple of minutes to warm up. To lower the flame in the manual device, you use this special tool, and all you need to do is just pull this white metal panel. And by doing this, you are just reducing the amount of oxygen that goes right inside the burner. So the effect is that the flame just suffocates and drops down. To make it high again, you need to push the flap back in place. In the automatic device, on the other hand, on the remote you've got two buttons. One lowers the flame, and the second one makes it higher. And there are up to 6 flame height levels in total. In the manual device, the flame is burning on the surface of the liquid fuel. And because of that, you don't really have any control over the fire. This burner tends to get really hot, to the point where the fuel starts to boil and splash outside. And all you can do is just extinguish it, and you do it by using the same tool as before, but this time you need to close the panel entirely. But as you can see, it is often difficult to put out the fire because the oxygen is still getting inside and the flame is burning. So usually you have to try a couple more times. Okay, I've made it. It's not that simple, I can tell you that. In the automatic device, on the other hand, it is the ethanol vapors that are being combusted, and the burner has full control over the production and the combustion of these vapors. So when you want to extinguish the fire, all you need to do is just press the stop button, and now the burner will stop producing vapors and the flame will disappear. Another big difference between these two devices is the smell. This is because even if you extinguish the manual burner, the fuel contained inside the tank is still very hot and it evaporates to the air. Also, the flame is burning somewhere at this level inside the tank where there is not enough oxygen. And the result is an incomplete combustion in which a very strong and unpleasant smell is produced. Also, as you can see, the tank is fully open, so any dust particles or dirt can easily get inside. So when you light this fireplace, it will all burn down, giving off a burning smell. In the automatic device, on the other hand, the fuel is contained inside an isolated tank. And the thing I want you all to remember is that in the automatic burner, the flame has never any direct contact with the liquid fuel. The vapors are produced in the evaporating chamber, and the flame is burning right above the burner where it has full access to oxygen. So it is very clean without any smell. And when you turn it off, the burner stops producing vapors, so again, there is no smell. And one last thing I want to point out is the difference in the design. So a manual burner is basically a box that you fill up with fuel, an open tank with liquid ethanol inside. And because of many safety regulations in different countries, it is very difficult to find a manual burner that is longer than this one right here. In the automatic burner, the vapors are emitted through this metal strip, and this design allows for far longer lines of fire. A standard model like this one can be even 2.5 meters long. Okay, so that's it guys, but believe me, there are many more differences between these two devices. But today I wanted to focus on, I think, most relevant and practical for people who want to use an ethanol burner on a daily basis. I hope it was helpful. Thank you and see you next time.